got Jodie Ounsley coming in, and she's a former elite rugby player. She's a gladiator. She's an ambassador for the deaf community. There's all sorts of interesting stuff to talk about there.
Katy, yeah, I played with her, played alongside her, and coached her. She is phenomenal, honestly. And the best thing about Jodie is she's got such good humour about it. She's not precious. She really doesn't take herself too seriously.
You'd have to be in this environment, though, wouldn't you?
You will, but I mean the challenges you face. Remember, without her cochlear implant, she is completely deaf. She can't hear anything. But yeah, she's an awesome human.
It was your birthday anyway.
Oh yeah.
What'd you get?
I went to Rome.
Did you get there?
No.
It looks like bungle. You got rainbow. You got some Jane and Freddie in the back.
So you got the underlay anyway. From carpet, right? You get a bit shaken back with it as well.
Carpet, right?
No, seriously, Flats, you have a lovely birthday. How old were you?
Not really, I was working.
You take Mrs. Flatman with you?
No, it's a work trip, lol.
Okay.
And I've got so many children. I've got a whole fleet of
Plus a donkey in there as well, isn't it?
I've got enough children that it feels like a small holding.
You've got a pod of children.
A pod.
I've got to be honest, that's a small family in it.
Well, they're dolphins.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Killer whales.
But the whole,
Orcas.
Eat their own.
They are omnivores, I'll say that.
He's an orc. They're orcas.
No, she did say, "Can I come?" And I said, "Yeah." Can you organise? Can you organise a nursery run, a preschool run, and 2 school runs to do different schools, and a dog walker? And it's like, mate, no.
Did she get you anything nice? Sure.
Do you know what? She got me some. I lost my walking shoes. I left them somewhere. She got me some for Christmas that I didn't like.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't fit, and I didn't like them. So she ordered some different ones and gave them to me as a birthday present. And I said, "I'm sorry, that doesn't count. This was a Christmas present." Yeah, obviously got some barbecue accessories.
You always have a little prezi, not from your family, but that you have to re-gift to someone else. You go, that's really nice, thank you. That goes in the old re-gift box, doesn't it?
A bottle of wine.
Remember who it's from, though, so you don't gift to them.
Oh, Ugandan Beaujolais, my favourite.
This will be the biggest global women's tournament in rugby that we've ever seen.
I'm all right with bugs. It'll be the eating camel's knackers or something.
Well, funny enough.
Ilona Maher, Seven Sensation, has come over to play.
What she's going to do for women's rugby is huge.
I was chased by a cow on a mountain bike, and they were gaining on me. This is true.
People just can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, mate, it's fine.
Let's talk about being a gladiator.
It is genuine hardcore, which is the best part about it.
That brings us neatly into gladiator names. Come on, Flats.
Cannonball.
Hemorrhoid.
Stick to Rugby is brought to you by Defender. What are these? Because I'll be honest with you, the first taste is with your eyes.
And?
They look like they might have been a bit mouldy, aren't they? But
they look like scones and Flats have sat on them.
This is KDM's Delicacy, local Delicacy.
These.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but mate, they're...
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
No, you didn't. We saw them in the bag.
These two look cooked. They look like they need cooking.
Yeah.
These, they're an Eccles cake. They're like a Manchester tradition.
Right.
Do you want one?
Can you
I'll have a nibble.
Yeah.
Have a nibble and I'll finish yours.
I've never had one either.
You never had one?
It looks like a mince pie or something.
Is this a mince pie?
Yeah, I know what an Eccles cake is. You brought something and you don't know what it is. It's ridiculous.
See?
God,
Jodie, you're right. Do you want a hand with that?
I'm spilling it everywhere.
Your face looks like you think that's meaty.
How's that?
It's all right.
It tastes like I bake them,
It's a
doesn't
bit
it?
like sorry inside, a bit of
to have it.
Yes, a great shout.
That's what I'm here for.
Go on.
It's not for me, if I'm honest.
It's all right. It feels like it tastes like a healthier sort of biscuit.
I quite like
stuck
it.
in your teeth.
There you go, I'll bring you some every week.
Yeah, we likes anything though.
That's fair.
That's correct, Jay.
Exactly. Seafood.
Look at him. It gets crumbs everywhere. There, it's all on your arm.
It's that culture tracks everything.
We were going to do a thing where we're not doing it. Where, because you've been on Gladiators and you play rugby, we're going to talk about that. But we're going to do an arm wrestling competition. But I'm not doing it because this is true story. If you put me in a gym, I can lift reasonably heavy weights still. But the other night, I've got a 15-year-old daughter who's quite strong for a 15-year-old girl, but she is a 15-year-old girl. And she arm wrestled my wife, and she's not big, she's just strong. Boom, boom. And I was like, come here. And honestly, my shoulders are so shot from playing that there I'm strong. there, I was like, I had to tickle her and get out of it and pretend I could have beaten her easily, but I actually couldn't. I couldn't push.
So I'm not doing
it.
Sounds like the worst excuse.
I'm not doing it.
No. Story.
You've already been.
Jodie, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's very nice to see you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good crack.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
No, we don't know what we're talking about. We're going to get on. We've got some fun to start with, all right? Mm-hmm. But I want to get on. First of all, I've been told that you recently had some charging issues on holiday with your cochlear implant. And I'm told it's good times. It's good to hear. So what happened, please?
Well, I went on holiday and I was supposed to take a spare implant with me in case of these things. And I thought, no, it's fine. And I forgot. And then I have to charge my batteries every night because my batteries only last like a day. And then my battery charger broke. And then I woke up, I thought, can't hear out. And then the battery didn't work. So then I tried all different things of different wires, didn't work. So then I had to come up with all these props of just this certain position and prop for the blue light to come on, and then luckily it worked, but it's just one of them.
Sounds like the 18.
That's the charge every half day.
When just explain a little bit about the hit. So if you don't wear anything there, you
Nothing.
You can't
Nothing
hear
at all?
anything
Nothing at all. It's like when you press mute on the TV.
Okay,
that's the best way I can describe it.
Wow.
And obviously I see mouths moving and I can like feel vibrations, so like walking on the floor and stuff. But
if your alarm goes off, then
if what?
You're in bed. How do you hear your alarm?
Yeah.
My watch.
Oh, it vibrates.
Yeah. And then if I miss that.
Oh God, you must have such a nice night's sleep.
Well, it's quite a good excuse, actually.
So I didn't
A good
hear
excuse, like, well, didn't hear my, didn't work, didn't charge my Apple Watch. So you had you're born deaf and you had the implant fitted at 14 months, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. Would it have been one of those moments, like the best accounts on Instagram are the ones where people are selling mirrors and they can't get themselves out of the picture? The second best accounts on Instagram are the ones where kids who've never been able to hear their parents have a hearing aid or a cochlear implant fitted and they can suddenly hear they are the best, second best behind the mirrors. But did you have one of those moments, just not on Instagram?
Yeah, I've got the video, but I didn't see it until like during lockdown, just happened to come across it. So yeah, it was like a switch on moment, and then I just sort of looking around and my eyes started winding a bit, and then it was more a special moment for my parents because obviously I was too young. And sort of them talking to me and stuff. And
you
me
might want to press the mute button. They might do you a favour not listening to us.
Yeah, actually, there is that. Right, we got a game to play. Okay, it's truth or lies, true or false. I am going to say things about you. They are going to decide whether or not they are truth or lies, and then you're going to confirm or deny. All right?
Right, yeah.
Jodie's parents encouraged her. You're out of this.
Okay.
Jodie's parents encouraged her to play rugby. True or false?
True, I'll say.
I'll say it's true as well.
It's false, isn't it? Didn't want you to play.
No.
Why?
But that was because of my implant, because you're not allowed to play contact sports. And then obviously I managed to convince them, and then we found a way to make it work.
How did you convince them then?
They just got sick of me. I just kept nagging them, and they thought, right, let's just. I think they thought, right, have a session, get out your system, hate it, and forget about it. And then that didn't happen.
Loved it.
So you had to play with the implant off. Can you not wear a scrum hat over it and keep it on now?
So I keep it on and then I have my scrum cap on. But the risk is because if it gets dislodged, then complications come with that, and you can have strokes and lose the hearing altogether.
Now I see their point. Yeah.
But then in my head, it's like you play rugby knowing you can go and break a leg, but you do it anyway, don't you? Knowing that risk. So I'm just like, I'd rather take that risk rather than not doing it at all.
Jodie's sporting hero is Usain Bolt. Truth or lies?
True.
Yep, true. Yep, true. Jodie picked up her Yorkshire accent via her cochlear implant.
True.
Okay, I'll go false.
False. It was picked up from lip reading, is that right?
Yeah.
An accent from lip reading. Explain more about that. How does that happen?
So basically the way you move your mouth, you move differently with different accents. So obviously I was reading my parents' lip patterns and mouth, and then I've picked it up
What age were you when you were doing that then?
Well, I started rehab when I was like 3 months old. So they sat me on a music box to start like concentration and stuff, and then I just started from that age. So I started lip reading before I even started school. So it's an ongoing thing, really.
Jodie's scared of cows. Truth or lies?
False.
True.
True. Why?
Because I got surrounded by them in a car.
Yeah. They're killers, mate.
Mate, they kill cows. Kill a lot of humans.
They're killers, mate. I got chased on a mountain bike once, and they killed a farmer in my local village. Anyway.
How?
Huh?
How?
Well, he was with his dog. His dog was on a lead. And I say a farmer, an old man on a farm. He was with his dog. If they start coming towards your dog, you're meant to let the lead go and let the dog operate independently. You're not meant to hang on to your dog. Dog and guy trampled.
No.
Brown bread, mate. They're killers, mate.
You were caught by a cow. Is that what you
I was
saying?
chased by a cow on a mountain bike.
Yeah, and he caught you.
And they were gaining on me. This is true. I could know exactly.
You pushing the bike.
They were gaining on me. It was off-road. It's a hybrid bike. It didn't quite have the off-road tyres.
Before electric.
They were gaining on me. It's the first ride I'd ever been on my new bike, and I had to cycle it into a river in a place called Iford outside Bath. I had to cycle it into a river to get away from the cows because they were going to
I can imagine you like Arnie, like with all the mud on me.
Kill me, I'm here. I'm not here, kill me. So they lost the scent, did they?
Yeah, anyway.
Smell of bacon and
Sorry.
Right. Jodie is a British boxing champion. Truth or lies?
Lie.
False.
You're not, are you? But what are you?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion.
Yeah.
That's another belt up, isn't it? Really?
Still do it?
No,
How long do you do it for?
about 5 years.
And you're British champion after 5 years? Can't be that hard then, can you?
That means
Yeah, but my dad's come from like an MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, so obviously my weekends were just fighting him in the garage.
Yeah.
that must come in quite handy on Gladiator, really, isn't it? To be honest,
Yeah.
with your jiu-jitsu.
But your dad has something to do. We're going to come back to your dad in a minute. We're going to come back to
Or a
that.
dad.
Right, British Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, obviously, something to do. Your favourite training partner is your dad, Phil. Is that dad, Phil? True or false?
True.
False, she hates him. No, it is true, isn't it? Jodie's dad, Phil, recreated the Gladiators event, Hang Tough, in their garage when Jodie was growing up. You know the Hang Tough when you're on the...
Do I?
You're hanging. Yeah.
Jet, Diane Udall, she used to be the best at it.
Jet.
Yeah.
A poster of her and Gloria Estefan. Anyway, true or false, in the garage?
Yeah, I'll go with true.
False.
True?
True.
Tell you what. I
You
mean,
good at that event?
Must be a big garage.
All right, I
Because of that?
prefer being on ground though.
So your dad set it up in the garage and you're still not your best event, you're still a bit shit at it. Is that what you're saying? So
Yeah,
dad wasted his
yeah.
time. Good stuff. Right. Jodie's mum runs a luxury hotel.
True.
Well, true in a sense.
Right.
She does, but it is a hotel for cats. Is that right?
Yeah.
So does that mean, is it a separate facility, a separate residence from where you grew up, or is it in your house as a cattery?
No, it's separate. It's near the house, but it's separate. It's not like a cattery or kennels, what you think of. It's literally a hotel, luxury hotel, but owners bring the cats. So if they're going on holiday, they leave the cats with us.
That is very niche, isn't it? I like
But then because it did so well, people are just at home now and just bring the cats to treat the cats to a holiday.
They have little treats in their room for them.
No, think luxury, gents. Don't just think think luxury.
Yeah, but like when you go into a nice hotel, there's often chocolates or...
Like fluffy pillows.
They have like a la carte menus, cocktails, four-poster beds,
sardines.
TVs.
How many rooms does the cat hotel have?
Well, we can have up to like 70 cats if we're full. We have the hotel,
70 cats, man.
and then we have the lodge, which is like centre parks for cats. So then they've got towers, and then the towers. So that's like
£5,000 a week, not centre park. Katie, how long have you known Jodie?
Probably first met playing at Sale, I would have thought. So I was still playing until probably about 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Did
you get on well?
When she could hear me, it was great.
Yeah.
Try being a fly half with your winger, who sometimes hears you, sometimes doesn't, sometimes can hear you, or sometimes our batteries are dead. Nobody knows.
Yeah, but it's either quite a good excuse for when she cocks it up, but was she a good teammate when she could hear
Oh
you?
man, yeah, fair play to her. Like you think of like all the chaos that we know rugby to be, and then you've got that where she can only actually hear from one side, and then all the noise and everything. Like, her ability to read the game and to be able to play was exceptional.
Sight and hearing is so important, isn't it? Because obviously you see stuff, but often you don't see what's behind you or who's calling. You know, sometimes you just got to, communication is huge.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to put a ball there, even if you can't see anyone.
And I wonder if it would be knackering. If you've got a cochlear implant, there's an assumption that as soon as it's in and on and turned on and charged up, you can hear everything. Firstly, is that true? But otherwise, is it knackering trying to work extra hard to hear things all day, every day?
Yeah, it's bloody far from it. Like, I think people think, oh, I've got normal hearing now, I've got my implant.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but it's far from it. Like, I can hear sounds, but I'm not, because I don't actually have hearing, so there's nothing there. So it kind of just amplifies sound. It's actually bypassing my ears and going to my brain. So most of the time I'm just lip reading and body language. And then even when you say a sentence, I'm guessing the words to complete the sentence. So I might say, oh, my name's Jodie Ounsley, but I only hear Jodie Ounsley and nothing else. So
and also, if you're in a stadium and the noise is amplified because there's a big crowd there, it's a big sevens tournament, whatever it might be, it must be even harder for you to.
Yeah, I was screwed. I mean, I remember we played a college game and we went to Twickenham, and the first time where they had like a lot of background noise, and I generally didn't hear the whistle. And then I was in a ruck or whatever, and whistle went and just carried on, and ref thought I'd been a right ass. And then yellow card, sent off.
Was it?
Yeah. But then I realised that was on me because I didn't tell the ref before. So when I told him after,
It's your own fault.
he were mortified. But I was like, it's fine, I didn't tell you. So I laugh about it now, but
you must enjoy then just having a little moment. I mean, after one of this, where you can just turn it off and just go, do you know what?
Yeah, is it?
You might want to do that in the next 5 minutes, just have that beautiful little bit of silence.
Yeah, it's nice. And my parents won't lie. When I was younger and telling me off, they say I'd just take it off in front of them and just be like, haha, can't hear you, and walk off. Because they can't carry on telling me off, can they? Because I can't hear them. So, yeah, I won't do it now, obviously.
I'd have had a lasso system if I was there.
A lot of time for that, though. How many times do you think you've ran like the length of the pitch because you haven't heard the whistle? Or
too many times. Too many times.
That's the worst thing ever, isn't it? When you don't hear the whistle or...
Wouldn't know, mate.
Yeah, and you've got to run all the way back then.
Yeah. So you stopped playing rugby. You're out. You're done. Was that a difficult decision?
Yeah, it was tough. It wasn't an easy thing. But I'm not saying I'm not going back. It's just
okay, you might.
It's just a break for time being to see how things go.
What was it? Other opportunities came along, or what?
It was a mixture. It was opportunities, and then trying to balance everything, and then just all things in between. But whereas rugby will always be there, whether other things might be gone tomorrow. So kind of grab opportunities where I can.
Too right. And you will have seen that Ilona Maher, American Seven sensation, has come over to play professional rugby here at Bristol. What have you made of all that? Because she's rugby's most followed individual, most followed player globally,
amazing, really.
Yeah.
Male or female. So massive profile. Are you excited to see her land?
I mean, yeah, what she's going to do for women's rugby is huge. And, she's got the character, she's got the confidence, and we need someone like that in rugby. So, and she's playing well. So, I mean, credit to her and what she's going to do. I think it's only a positive thing. So,
you say it's going to do a lot for women's rugby. Do you think men's rugby needs more personality, or do you think it's got a lot, or do you think there's too much?
Didn't she say that, though?
Hey?
Ilona's come out and said
That's why I asked, yeah.
Said that basically it's all just a bit too samey. There's not enough opinions. There's not enough personality to it.
Well, I agree. And the optics of the way that players talk about the game and themselves, we just need to see it. There's plenty of personality there. They just don't... I mean, her resume is incredible. I mean, as an athlete, but also just the things that she's done before she even played rugby, and she's not afraid to talk about it, she just has a bit of fun with it, doesn't she? Really, which is
that's a big thing from her, though, isn't it? Like, having met her and you follow her, like the thing that's made her famous isn't rugby. Like, if you think of all great sports stars, generally they're great at their sport, and then the other bits follow. Where she's actually the flip of that. She's worked really, really hard to generate this massive following, like you say, doing all the bits she's had, and then almost like rugby has got the reward from that, especially women's rugby, because we had nobody of that profile, even in the likes of like Maggie or Scars, like the big names of the women's game, never got even touched on what she's achieved and the attention
I know
she's
certain
brought.
people can do it. Like, you've got to be quite, I think, extrinsic to do it. You've got to be quite outgoing. I always think some players are a little bit guarded, maybe before the game, because they're switched on, they're thinking about the game, and also after, because they don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want the coach to come.
Thanks
on the back. They don't want the media to come on the back of them. So it's quite difficult, I think, sometimes for certain players to be massively outgoing.
So would you say men need to be a bit more outgoing in terms of their rugby players?
Don't put it on me.
No, go on. You come all this way. Stick the knife into the back.
Like you said, obviously they'll have loads of personality. It's just how it gets out there. It's like whether it's on social media, through TV shows or whatever it is. I think it's just how you express that. Whereas like Ilona, she's obviously confident, so she's just thrown everything into getting her personality out, and it's doing the same, I think.
But the question, I suppose the other question is, like, do the blokes not have to? And the greatest respect, the amount of money that the guys can earn in their game, even at club game, is good enough. Whereas, like, again, from Ilona, she's basically said, this is never going to give me enough money playing rugby alone, and I've got a certain standard of life I want to live. So the social media stuff gives me that.
Rugby's so emotional. People want to get close to people, the personalities, and there has to be that connection between fans. And if you're going to win new fans that haven't watched rugby, you need to get to know people. And I think footballers got much better. 15, 20 years ago, you put a footballer in front of a camera and you'd be going, oh my God, what's he going to say?
A lot of documentaries out now, aren't they, behind the scenes?
Whereas rugby, I think, has regressed. We don't hear enough from the players, I don't think. I think, but then just put out on Twitter, sorry, it wasn't quite the result we were hoping for. We must try harder next week.
My favourites are like, win or lose. When players lose a game, right? So a team loses a game, and the lads have obviously they're in with the club photographer who takes great shots of them, and it's like, mate, send me three or four photos of me looking awesome, little offload, big hit, whatever, and they've lost. And they post these pictures and they say, not the result we wanted. Great to be out there with the brothers. We go again next week. I'm like, mate, just don't post it. Have you had to learn to be like more, is outgoing the word, outgoing, more comfortable in situations like this? Because you want to step away from playing, you want to pursue opportunities in the media. We'll come to Gladiators and all of that. But that involves a lot of time with mics clipped on you. So you've got to get better at it, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big learning curve for me. Like, again, I think it's down to personalities, whereas I'm quite a shy person and quite reserved, but I've kind of just had to push myself, obviously doing things like Gladiators and whatnot, just push myself to do it. Whereas for other people, it will come more natural, but yeah, I've definitely had to get used to it.
So did you see yourself, because of your hearing, do you see yourself as being a real kind of patron of the, and a champion for people in the same position as you that are born with, little hearing?
That's what I'm like passionate about. I'd love to be able to be that person, but I don't necessarily see myself as that. It's very much like I'm just doing my own little thing. I just want to, sounds cringe, but I just want to be a good person for kids. So to do that, I do have to push myself and get out there. So
yeah, it's good. Katy, this is a big year for women's rugby. We've got the Six Nations coming up, and that's got something in common with the Women's World Cup in that England are expected to win both. So on the one hand, we all sort of want other nations. There are other nations, New Zealand, France. We want other nations to come up and
100%.
and compete. That's a wider conversation, perhaps not for now. But this year, England are expected to do a job in the Six Nations and win a home World Cup. That's a lot of pressure.
Massively. I think, you look at the Six Nations and you're totally right. We need to raise the bottom to match the top, because at the moment there's no jeopardy. It's England's to lose almost by their mistakes rather than anybody else's to win. I think the Six Nations, I think, they finish with England, they finish with France at Twickenham. That will probably be your highlight game. I don't think anybody else will remotely get close to England, and it's probably you're looking at maybe Scotland and Wales for a little bit more competition. I think World Cup becomes interesting because of this will be the biggest global women's tournament in rugby that we've ever seen. And I think the coverage that comes with that and the pressure that comes with that, and being on the side of a tube and on a bus station and having never experienced that will be very different playing a World Cup final, hopefully at sold out Twickenham. Like you guys had touched on before, it's massive and it's so different. So I think for me, the rugby is almost like the least of England's problems, because they have the best players. New Zealand in a World Cup year are a very different beast to what they are in an autumn test. Canada are going well. France, potentially, who knows what version of France we see. But I think, if anything, the pressure will be so big on
I suppose
England.
the last time was in New Zealand. It was heartbreaking the way that we lost the Red Roses lost the final in the end. But when you're playing in your own country, as you say, all that pressure, and the men found it quite difficult with France. I mean, it's in August, isn't it?
Yeah,
Starts
August, September.
Okay.
Men found it quite difficult at Twickenham in England, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually, mate.
Jodie, as a back three player yourself, is there anyone you're particularly excited about watching in the England team? And can you say Ellie Kildan, please, because she's my favourite.
Ella Kildan.
She's great, isn't she? World Player of the Year, but not just the rugby side of it. I love, a bit like Ilona Maher, but she's doing it her own way. I love how she operates off the field and her social media and all that stuff. Do you enjoy it too?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Again, it's just getting personalities out, and she's great at that, you know, and bringing all the different hobbies like her photography, her fashion and all that, and people get to connect with her off the field, and then that might make them want to watch her play. So she's great, but I think there's going to be a lot of competition this year, and just to see how different it's going to be. Yeah. And even like we've seen it with the Lionesses and what it did at the Euros, so I still think this World Cup could be the same effect.
Stick to Rugby is brought to you by Defender.
Let's talk about collisions, aggressive collisions, and let's talk about being a gladiator. All right, super cool. What's the best bit?
The tackling.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I love that. And my persona as well, because I am quite shy and whatnot, but then when I have to go out as Fury, it's like I have to switch into it. But it's good though, because it's just brutal. And I think when people watch it on TV, they think, oh, it's just a show, but it is genuine hardcore, which is the best part about it.
When you come out and they announce you, everyone's got a, what's it called? A thing.
Signature move.
You've got one. Tell us about it.
Well, mine's got a bit of British Sign Language in it. So obviously, like Fury, it like means furious, and then all the punching part, that's just extra.
Well, you've got all the jiu-jitsu moves, haven't you, really? So
that doesn't work. You've got to check yourself.
That's Enter the Dragon there, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, but the weird thing now, people like, if they ask for photos and that, they ask me to choke them. A wife came up to me and said, oh, can you choke my husband for me? And then it was just getting a bit weird. And it was one of them moments where I thought, oh, I was like, you being serious? She was like, no, can you?
What about the whole process of becoming a gladiator? Like, did you have, like, what was the interview process like?
Shanks is thinking about it, basically.
I used to love Gladiators. Yes, I still do.
So you basically got invited to like this big trial, basically, and everyone came together, and it was just all egos you can imagine, and different people, different sport backgrounds, and then you just did like 10 different tests of like how many pull-ups in a minute, tackling people, sprints, rowers, all that kind of thing.
Was it brutal? Was it really hard?
Was brutal.
I suppose you try your best, so it's as hard as you
I
make
tried
it.
my best, but it were different, because some people were just chatting and, you know, just taking it easy. Others were like acting like it were Olympic final or something. But it were good though, and then you kind of got invited back, and then
I was going to say, is it straight yes or no, or you go?
It was like, oh, we'll let
the
you
next
know. But
stage.
the one
Judges'
there,
houses then, isn't it? Choke him out.
But for filming, right, you do it in a big block anyway. You don't do it before each.
No, so it's like 11 days back to back, and then it's filming from 7 till 9 p.m. and then 5 games every day, and then because I'm doing all the contact ones as well, so my body after 11 days, it's just wrecked. But obviously we can't be shown as weak or anything like that, so we just got to knuckle down bruised and that.
The best contender ever on men's Gladiators, Wesley Two Scoops. Do you remember him? I swear.
Sounds like a character from The Sopranos.
He's a
Gotta go to the bank, gotta go to the bank.
jump over cars. He won it.
Two scoops.
He won it. He won Gladiators.
Wesley Two Scoops.
Wesley Two Scoops.
Did you get to choose? You chose.
I swear.
You don't choose your gladiator name.
They sort of came up with it and said, how would you feel about Fury? And I said, well, I'm not really a furious person. But then there was like, no, you seem very competitive when you get into rugby. So I thought, you know what?
It's a good one though.
I'll just say
Solid
yeah.
name.
I mean, that brings us neatly into gladiator names. Come on, Flats.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not allowed to choose, no, you're not allowed to choose. All right, it's your own one. So perhaps Katy Shanks can come up with Flats' gladiator name.
It's not going to be complimentary.
Gratinator.
Flatten that, yeah.
Flattenator.
Cannonball.
Yeah, you see, you knew it.
Yeah.
Hemorrhoid.
You've been waiting on that.
My problem with the men's one, now I'm grown up watching it, I see the male gladiators and they're all units, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the contestants, and respectfully, they look like they only very recently come to exercise. Like, I know 20 lads that give these gladiators a decent nudge, and I'm thinking, mate, you do look like my sort of supply geography teacher. You don't look like an athlete. You're not going to cause any problems.
Presumably they audition for contestants as well. You know?
And they want, it's almost like they want people who look like they're going to get filled in. Is that?
No, they are good though. They are decent and fit in that. But I get what you mean. I suppose they do go through auditions and that. But
if you went to the local gym, and you got a couple of posers who, you know, they pull their t-shirt up halfway through a session for a look, and we resent them, but actually we're jealous. People look good with like really white teeth and great tans. I reckon there are 20 people at my local gym that would give the Gladiators a better run than some of the people they sign up.
Not everyone rocks a mankini, do they? Like,
no, it's true.
I mean, like you.
I'm lucky because I suit it.
Shanks, what was your nickname?
I got called calamari. Because someone stole all my clothes, so I had to go from the changing room.
Who gave you the nickname?
Thomas Castagnette. He was a French player. He stole all my. So I had a shower. All my clothes had been removed from where we changed. They were put into the
calamari,
into the restaurant area bit, which put people off eating their food. And I had to go out there naked, cover myself, and I've just.
Oh, you were having lots of calamari.
Super white, translucent, wasn't I?
You said on TikTok that you'd love to go on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Jodie, in the jungle. One question is, how do you think you'd get on? The other question is, genuine one, I don't know if they're really in a jungle or if it's kind of a studio managed environment. I'm guessing a bit of both. But genuinely, is there a facility to charge up your cochlear implant if you're in the jungle? Have you thought about this?
no.
Exactly. I'm worried about you.
Solar power over there, surely.
Surely.
I mean, with the greatest respect, our big problem would be starvation.
Calories, yeah.
You know, I mean, you go in there, you have very little sleep, you know, and one of the celebrities goes off and you go, well done, you won 2 stars. There's 15 of us here tonight, so we're going to have a meal for 2. You know, they don't bring in the sweet trolley. You actually only have rice and beans for two people.
It's not for me.
Way to lose weight.
So, I mean,
I've had 700 calories in the last 45 minutes. I can't go a day on 2 of those. Like, it's not. And you're not as big as us, but you're athletic and you're used to taking on calories. These are things you've got to think about, Jodie. You've put it out there, but you've got to think about the practicalities of it all, okay?
What about the bugs?
I'm all right with bugs.
Snakes?
It'll be the eating like camel's knackers or something that'll throw me off edge, but I'd do it.
yeah.
There you go.
Well, funny enough.
You talked it up. Get them, Shanks, get them.
Funny enough,
Get the calamari balls.
a couple there. I think it's fears then. So what I mean, is it heights? Is it what?
Heights, mate.
Yeah. Well,
Terrible. I have a genuine phobia. Have you got a phobia?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of snakes.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Oh, man.
Like Indiana Jones, I am.
Yeah, but like this is like saying, "Oh, I'm scared of scorpions." It's it's reasonably easy to avoid those if you live in England.
Sorry, think about the jungle. We're not talking about the jungle.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Hey?
Rather a scorpion than a snake.
No, imagine it just like a big shirt. Nah, not for me.
yeah, the heights is not easy. I remember when we got sent.
Scared of anything, mate.
No, heights definitely. We got sent away with the Marines.
Yeah,
remember?
mate.
Did you guys go to Lympstone?
We
Yeah,
did go to
mate.
Lympstone, and they said, they took us up the top of this cliff, and they said we're going to do some abseiling. So I said, "Cool, I've done that in Adventure Scouts or something." I thought, no, not backwards, forwards abseiling. So we're at the top of the cliff, and you've got to, hang yourself vertically or horizontally, to the cliff face, and then run down the front of the cliff. And all your mates are down there going, "Come on, hurry up!" So you have to overcome those fears.
Right, I want to talk about coal carrying coal. Can you tell us the relevance of that question, please?
Yorkshire Olympics.
Yorkshire tradition, and you basically run 1K uphill with a sack of coal on your shoulders.
Weighing. I mean,
like on your shoulders,
right.
proper sack, and then it's basically a race from the pub to Maypole.
So the Royal Oak Pub, So the route from is the pub. Maher B's at the Royal Oak pub, is that right? To the Maypole, just over a kilometre.
Yeah.
With this big, so it's Easter Monday.
Easter Monday. And then it started between two guys who were drunk at pub and thought, oh, do you want to race? And then
they
enjoyed it that much.
Finchy.
Enjoyed it that much, carried it on, and then it's been going on for like years now, and it's just getting bigger and bigger every year. So then my dad used to run it, and I remember seeing him in the garden. I didn't know what the hell he were doing with Coca-Cola and shoulders, but seemed to like it, and then had my first race, and then did it.
Is there some rosettes or trophies around the house from Dad?
Yeah, you get trophies like a little coal trophy and that. And then
is it a local thing, or people come from?
Well, it used to be just a local thing, and then people come from like Scotland, Wales, all over.
So there's a world coal running.
World coal carrying championship.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're going for it.
I am this year. Yeah.
Is this your first time?
Well, since I'd last did it when I was 16.
Jodie, could you do us a favour could you invite Flats to go? I think that's a bit of you, mate, don't you?
Thank you, Lawrence. I don't know when the date is, but I'm really busy in the next 7 years, so I'm not sure. Is there a St John's ambulance on site? That's the
It'd be better like the strongman stuff you see on like TV. You'd be at the strongman stuff like towing a plane or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if something needs lifting up, like I'm all right. Otherwise, it's asthma attack. What training do you do? Have you got a bag of coal?
Not yet, no.
It might be an idea, Jodie.
I've got a weight bag, but you just do intervals and stuff. But I'm doing it this year just to see.
How heavy is it? Like 20 kilos?
It's 20 for the women and then it's 50 for the men.
Jeez, all right.
Record holder, I think, is from memory, Catherine Foley, is it? Catherine Foley?
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm making it up, I think it's written. 4 minutes, 25 seconds. I've got it written here, I wasn't kidding. 4 minutes, 25 seconds. You're coming for her, you're going for Kath's record.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to win it.
Why not?
Why not?
You're a gladiator, mate.
You've got to be like proper runner, and I'm not like a proper
Jodie, you're a gladiator.
Yeah. Fury, bring fury.
Yeah, don't do it as Geordie, do it as
pressure.
Fury.
I want to talk about your book, please. Keep Smashing It, Be Strong, Be Brave, Be Confident, your debut book. How did it come about? Whose idea was it?
Well, weirdly, it all started in lockdown and got asked to do a Facebook Live for Little Diddy Rugby to read a book. And I thought, oh, God, I'll do it. And then I absolutely loved it and it was great. Got really nice comments from it. So then it sort of sparked an idea of wanting to sort of do a kids book because I've always wanted to get messages out there. I've just never really known how to do it, and obviously started a bit on social media or whatnot, and then sort of an opportunity came around with Macmillan over the sort of the past year, and then sort of the ideas come together now, and it's been something I'm really feel really passionate about. So
what's the book called?
Keep Smashing It.
Keep Smashing It.
Be strong, be brave.
Flats, you must have done a few books yourself.
Oh, I've done, lots of. I've some major novels, but I do them in alternate names, just so people, I don't know.
Pseudonyms.
J.K. Rowling, hello J.K. Rowling.
Julia Donaldson.
Julia Donaldson, I reckon, must be richer than Elon Musk by now. We in my house, we have a Julia Donaldson book or TV or movie on about 20 hours of every day of the year.
What's your favourite? Yeah.
You go on, you.
Okay, Julia Donaldson. Do you know who this person is?
She's got no idea because she's gone.
Right.
No, she's an actual grown-up.
Julia Donaldson writes kids books, and she's written the Gruffalo and all that.
Yeah.
The Gruffalo is the favourite at Christmas.
Beautiful.
Okay. Otherwise, the Highway Rat
Good one.
is the best.
Stickman.
Stickman.
Room on the Broom.
Room on the Broom.
Tabby McTat.
There was
Monkey Puzzle, list us end.
The book, right? You're talking about empowering children, believing in yourself in the face of adversity. I wonder, with your hearing, do you look back at growing up and think you grew up and you achieved all of this against the odds because of your hearing? So do you feel you grew up in adversity, or is it just what you knew and it wasn't ever a problem for you? Which one?
It's all I've ever known. Obviously, there've been constant challenges, and I think it's just sort of made me a bit more adaptable to different situations. But I've also had a lot of lack of confidence growing up, so I've had a good, my parents, my family have always sort of pushed me on and kind of thrown me in the deep end with things and kind of just letting myself work it out, which is being good for me because now that's what I do in my life now. So I think it's also saying that message to kids as well, like your life's not going to be like all roses and that. Stuff goes wrong, challenges come up. It's just how you can kind of deal with it.
Paralympics coverage, you were part of that. How did you find that? That's in at the deep end. Massive audiences.
Yeah, I were pretty terrified, to be honest. But it were great and everyone were amazing with me, but they really did just like throw me right in. Because even when I went out there, I didn't quite know what I was going to be doing. And then next minute, right, live TV, athletics, off you go, trackside.
It's hard.
So, but then I can't have the earpiece or anything like that, obviously being deaf. So then I had to have headphones. But then, because of all the background noise, I couldn't hear that. So I had to turn producers off. I had to whack up volume on my microphone. I had to lip read the athlete. Then also it was just like a whole minefield, but sort of got around it and I actually really enjoyed it in the end.
So what about listening to music?
I can listen to music, I just can't hear lyrics or anything like that. So it's so annoying when everyone's like belting out a song and I'm just like, don't know the lyrics, but good vibe.
Gotcha.
So you can't wear like AirPods?
No.
Don't work?
No.
This is all new information.
I can wear headphones because it's like it's covering the microphone, but anything inside my ears,
don't work.
I'm a goner.
Right, so what's next for you?
I think big thing is obviously book, and that's sort of getting the message out there, going into schools and stuff all around disability and adversity, all that kind of thing. That's what I really feel passionate about. I think for me it's, if an opportunity comes by, I'll...
How rewarding is it when you're seeing a lot of like your fans, your young fans coming up and saying thank you? Because I've got 2 nieces and they're desperate for a video of you because they love you.
No, I think for me it's quite baffling because I'm just quite a shy person. I try and work hard, be a good person, but kind of seeing people telling me that, I can't get my head around it. But it's really nice and I take a lot of pride in it. So.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm not shy and I really want people to come up and say thank you and no one comes. So it's tragic, really. Right, this is Room 101. This is Deaf Community 101. This is anything that, as a member of the deaf community, really winds you up. So can you think of anything?
I think probably main one, if I say, I'm deaf, people are like, oh, you don't look deaf. But I'm like, how am I supposed to look deaf? So that's probably the biggest one.
That is such a good point.
Yeah.
Do people talk to you any differently? Like, do people slow it down?
When you're on holiday and you try to do a foreign language.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you just do English really slowly.
Yeah. If I'm on holiday, I'm doomed. I need someone with me. But at home, if I'm like chatting to someone or something and then I happen to say, oh, sorry, I didn't quite hear that, I'm deaf. Some people I feel are really chilled, or other people just like freeze and get panicked and just like, can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, mate, it's fine. It's just, it's just like, it's fine.
When she was playing at Sale, I went into a bit of a coaching role, and it was like a stick, wasn't it? So basically, you could, if Jodie was on the other side of the pitch, she had like a little
a little microphone.
And you could be like, Jodie, you're shit. And she could hear it.
Yeah.
She'd be like,
so it's like,
Jodie, run faster.
Your own little walkie-talkie.
Yeah, so it's so weird because only I can hear it. So it's like a microphone and it goes straight to my brain. Oh, right. That's how it works. So obviously I tried it with Katy at Sale, but first time I tried it was with the Sevens, and it were James Rodwell, and we were trying and it were great. But then the first time it were charging in the coach's office, and all the coaches were in there, and it turned on, and I were like far away in the other room, and then all of a sudden I could hear men's voices in my brain, and I thought I was going mad. I thought voices, I was like, what are these voices? So I was walking around like, why can I hear voices? And turns out it were picked it up like in...
They weren't slagging you off, were they?
No, they weren't.
Jodie has been shit.
I'm not taking her to the next
How are we going to tell her?
Yeah.
How are we going to tell her?
Oh, wow. Do you know what? We had a rugby player in our team in England, Mark Regan, and I didn't realise he didn't admit to his hearing difficulties because obviously he thought that Clive Woodward would never pick him. And it was only when we interviewed him after he retired from rugby that he admitted that he was about 40-50% deaf.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
He said otherwise they'd have put me in the, in the deaf England rugby team as opposed to...
he would have been the best England deaf player ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he got, 48 caps with 50% here.
Lions tour.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Lion, British Lion, British Lions Lion, yeah.
Here I got D in French and I cheated.
Now working at Mensa.
Right, okay. Quick fire questions, okay?
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Traitor or faithful?
Faithful.
Be invisible or teleport?
Teleport.
Really? I'd love to be invisible. Music or podcast while driving? That's an interesting one.
Oh, no, podcast. I'll just have
Podcast.
to whack it right up.
Whack it right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine, all right.
Stick to rugby.
Sing or dance?
Dance.
Okay.
Same.
Text or call?
Text.
Yeah,
'cause I'm
God, yeah.
deaf Anyway.
No one likes calling anyone. Winter or summer?
Summer.
English or maths?
English.
Driver or passenger?
Driver.
Granola for breakfast or a fry-up?
Fry up.
Good answer. TikTok scrolling or read a book?
Both.
No, book. Okay. You've got to say book. You've got a book out. Haven't you? Yeah. And you want the kids to move away from TikTok,
Yeah,
don't you?
book,
and
book.
read your book. Yeah.
And follow her on TikTok.
She's also got an account.
Correct. Yeah. Early morning or lie in?
A lion.
7s or 15s?
7s.
Gym or a run outside?
Run outside.
Okay. Pub or restaurant?
Restaurant.
Bradley Walsh or Barney Walsh?
Bradley Walsh.
Yeah, 100%. Flats or shanks?
Neither.
Why'd you hate Barney Walsh? What's he ever done to you? Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
City or countryside?
Countryside.
Write all these
I think that's it. Have you done it?
Write yourself.
Oh, I've done it right. Congratulations, you got them all right. And we told Instagram that you were coming on, and people have sent in questions. Okay, who's your best friend on Gladiators?
Nitro.
Your most inspiring coach?
Katy. Paid her well.
Favourite movie?
Johnny English.
Okay. Your first car?
Little Skoda.
Oh yeah, good.
You've never had one of them.
No, but they're good cars. What other sports do you follow?
MMA. Or boxing.
You going to give MMA a go at some point?
I wanted to, but I'm not allowed.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Good excuse. Good excuse. Yeah. What's the last city you visited outside of the UK?
Well, I've just been to Tenerife, but I don't know what to say.
No, I don't either, actually.
No.
Should we just call it Tenerife Old Town?
Yeah.
Just call it that. Old Town. Just say Old Town. Did you like it?
They were nice.
Yeah, we went to Tenerife when we were 18, 19. Shanks had a fight. No, he had a fight with Matt Leake, who also played fly half at Wasps. He had a punch up with Leakey. He was a Saracens teammate then. Did you win?
Well, he had blood on his face. I didn't.
Yeah, Leakey. His face was leaking, mate. Claret, wallop. Favourite holiday destination?
Ooh.
Turkey.
Okay. Yeah.
So 3 of us could do with going to Turkey, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Imagine the damage we'd
Listen,
do.
it'd be a waste of money.
Wow.
I'd ask for a refund if I
All the thing is now, all the lads are going to Turkey to get their hair done and their teeth
and
done.
the rails,
Yeah.
obviously, as well.
And I wonder if it's too late. I'm all right. I mean, I only shaved mine through choice, but I think it's probably too late for you two.
I haven't got any of my own teeth, and I'm doing fine, actually.
Favourite book?
Not mine.
I'm teeing you up, mate.
Keep
Favourite
smashing
book? Keep smashing it. Mine too. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to read it. It's my favourite book that I haven't read yet. It's
Yeah.
my favourite one. Jodie, thanks for coming in on behalf of all of us, on behalf of Stick to Rugby. Brilliant to have you on board. See you soon.
Thanks for having me.